Hallelujah. 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 What's up, fellow collectors? P-Rock is back again. I know it's been a while, but I'm back with a special one for me. This is the Threezero Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, Raphael. And this was the last of the 4 turtles I needed in this set to complete my 4 turtles. And I never really did reviews or any kind of pictures of my Threezero turtles because, you know, I was kind of embarrassed to not have all 4 turtles. Any real turtle collector knows that if you get 1 turtle, you have to get all 4. So because of that, I never really posted pictures on Facebook or Instagram of my 3 turtles. So now that I finally have Raphael in hand, when I first got him, I wanted to open him right away and display him. I did open it at first to kind of make sure the figure was in good condition, since it was a pre-owned figure, and it was a few adjustments I had to make. But because people reached out to me saying, hey, can you do a video for it, I decided to basically do a quick video. It's more of an unboxing, not a full review, and I'll show the other turtles in this video also. So because of that, I'm now super excited to finally have all 4 of my turtles in my collection, and I can display them proudly. So with that, let's get this review started. Dale.
Give me the camera.
Oh, look, he's doing his Batman voice. Oh, she's so hot I can feel my shell tightening.
We can hear you.
Okay, so due to the size of the box, it's kind of hard to get the whole thing in frame, so I'm just going to do it in portions. So right here you get the little semi-Raphael logo, the size with the red bandana, Ninja Turtles the movie. Then right in the top, Ninja Turtles the movie. On the other side, the same thing, Ninja Turtles the movie right here, and then you get a different logo for Raphael. And then in the bottom, you get the Threezero logo, the serial number. On the back, this thing's all over the place. This is a big box, man, a real big box. Right here you get Raphael, Ninja Turtles also, and then right in the front, man, it's a little heavier too. Right in the front, you get a nice picture of Raphael, of how he looked in the movie. I love that duct tape right there. All right, let's get this big boy out the box. So once you get the figure out the box, this is the clamshell you greeted with. I kind of wish it was a more durable clamshell. As you can see, it's a little flimsy. So big figure has some good weight to him, so I kind of wish the box had more weight to it. Box is a little flimsy too. But remember, this is a pre-owned figure, so the person who I bought it from packaged it very good. So once you remove the clamshell, you greet with Raphael right there. And you have some of the accessories he comes with. Well, not much. The size and the 2 swappable hands. And the sunglasses are somewhere in there. I know they're in there somewhere. So, all right. We'll go ahead and get Raph out. And a few accessories he does come with. And take a close look in better detail on everything he comes with in the box. And there you go. You have Raphael out there with his 2 size, his 2 swappable hands, and the sunglasses. Now, I'm pretty sure when the figure came in packaged brand new, it did come with these closed fist hands, as my other figures did, if I recall correctly. But let's go ahead and get the detail on these first real quick, since I already have them in hand. And this actually is real bandage. It's not sculpted, it's not plastic. This is actually threaded bandage. As you can see, some of the threads there. You can see the knuckles and the fingernails. One thing I can say, Threezero, man, they freaking knocked out of the park with these figures. The amount of detail you see on these figures, this is just the hands, so wait till you see the actual figure. And then of course you do get the size too. So unfortunately this is not metal. It would have been cool if this was die cast or metal. It's a very light plastic, but it's painted pretty good. You see some of the weathering on there. And the same thing with the hands. This is actually real cloth wraps. So you got to be a little careful when you put these in the hand, because it could start fraying that cloth a little bit more. And he does come with his sunglasses from the movie. As you can see, he has a little hole right there, so it's cracked. So good detail there. And let's go ahead and look at the figure. So this guy has a little bit good weight to him. Let's go ahead and bring my brightness a little bit higher so we can get more detail shown on camera. There we go. So as you can see there, let's look at the face first. And look at that mean mugger, Raphael. The scar, a little Hamzat Chimaev scar right there. UFC fighter. I just noticed that. That's true. He does have the Hamzat scar. That's crazy. I just noticed that. He's crazy like Hamza too. Anyways, so you go back here. This is all sculpted, and then it does go to actual cloth right here. It's not bendy wire, but you could pose it. You could move it around. And it is, like I said, the threads. You got to be careful because the threads will start showing there a little bit, start fraying a little. So we got the shell going there. Now, one thing I do notice is that on mine, the shell's kind of untucked a little bit. So that is a little annoying to me, OCD wise. I looked at the promo pictures and that should be tucked in under the red. So I did a little adjustments to it. So I'll mess around with some more, but it's all right. It's all right. You got his little Gerber here. Got the belt. Now the belt is, I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure this is pleather, but it is a leather material. So you should condition this if you do get this figure. And then same thing out here. This is all cloth also. This is the same type of cloth as the bandana. This is more of like a suede or some kind of material here. So this, I don't think has to be treated. Maybe, no, not even. So let's look at the details more. You can see the wraps around here. Same thing too. All cloth. The little spots on his back. On the legs. On the kneecaps. You get the bandanas there. You get the two separate ones. The white and the red one. Then you get the little sock type material right here. And then on his feet, if you see Raphael, he has one leg that's fully wrapped and one that's not. Good detail there. This definitely reminds me of my Guts Berserk figure. He has these wraps around his hands too. So it's the same type of material if you have that figure. All right, let's go ahead and move to the back of the shell. And this is where all the detail comes in. Let's go ahead. I want to hold this guy right. There we go. So Raphael in the movie, I love the way they showed him off, like they kind of the representation of him as he's always the one getting in fights and beat up and stuff like that. As you tell from the shell does have this big crack going down the shell, and you see the duct tape taping up the shell and everything. This I always enjoyed from the figures. When I got the figures in hand, I was like, damn man, look at the amount of details Threezero like put on these figures, man. And it's true. So you can see the back there. Look at the shell. Go ahead and detail on the shell. You got the back right here. You got the little spots again in the back of his shins, his calves. Yeah, man, just the detail on this freaking figure, man. Like I wish Threezero gets the Ninja Turtle license again. It would be cool if they made us the 80s movie, the 90s movie version of the Ninja Turtles. That would be freaking awesome. Because imagine the detail they will be able to put on that. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the articulation real quick. So the head can move sideways. Not really up and down much, as you can see here. You can look down a good amount, but far decent amount. The shell is kind of getting in the way of the bandana a little bit back here, so you got to be careful with that. But that's good right there. Now I'm going to be very limited in articulation. Like I said, this is a used figure, and these figures are pretty delicate. They're pretty durable too. But I just want to make sure, I don't cause any damage because this is a hard to find piece. And I was lucky enough to get it for a reasonable price. All right, so the arms, you do kind of get, yes, as far as it goes. So is it like a loose ratchet? Not a hard ratchet. Then the hands, the elbows can move. You do get that weird indentation there, which is kind of lifelike, but you do get articulation there. You do get pivot. It can move forward, can go all the way up, full 360, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Let's see, the belt, I gotta readjust this belt because like when I got mine too, this belt was very loose, so I had to tighten it up myself a little bit. I know I talked to Lou was saying that it came like that, it's supposed to be that way, but just to me it felt a little too loose, so I wanted to make sure it was a little bit tighter. All right, so he does get articulation at the waist, but I don't want to move that because like I said, I want to fix that, I want to tuck that in more. But he does get articulation at the waist. He does not get pivot side to side. The legs, let's go with the legs. This is a big guy, man. I'm trying to get him the screen. So the legs are more of a harder ratchet. And he can almost do a split. Let's get the other leg up. So Ralph can almost do a split. The knees, let's bend the knees real quick. Let's see how far the knees go. So the knees are not seamless, which is a good thing. And you don't get much of a bend on the knee, as you can see. This is as far as you can bend the knee. And then you can move it. up more. Oh, damn, pinch myself with that. Gotta be careful with that. The little part underneath the wrap, so you can pinch yourself right there. All right, so you can move the leg forward. Let's see. So not too much articulation going forward. And then let's remove these straps. Let's see at the shin. You do get pivot at the thighs. Or I'm sorry, twist at the thighs. Nothing at the shins. At the feet, he can't. Oh, that feet. Now, it's one thing I did look into too. This foot on this Raphael is very easy to pop off. So that's one issue I did have coming out the package. And I did ask Lou also and some other collectors, and they said that's normal for Raphael. So unfortunately, his feet can move down further, but I don't want to pop it out again. And it can move up pretty good. You do get pivot and you get twist. All right. So there goes most of the articulation on Raphael. And you can get a good close look at him and all the detail on this nice shell. All right, so let's go ahead and get some size comparisons started, and we'll take a closer look at Raphael's size compared to some of the other figures I have in the 6 scale form. So now we have Raphael staying in their default pose. One thing I did want to bring up real quick, I guess the person who owned this figure previously, they must have either loved pumpkin spice or always baked, because the figure actually smells like pumpkin spice. It was a lot more of a stronger smell when I first received them, but now I took them out the package again. When you hold them in hand, I noticed that my hands are starting to smell like pumpkin spice. I'm a big pumpkin spice fan, so that's not a negative for me. I'd rather have it smell like pumpkin spice than cigarettes or cigars. But just want to throw that out there real quick. But anyways, there's Raphael, default pose. And I want to go ahead and bring in 2 other figures. These are going to be my 2 biggest 1/6 scale figures. I'm going to do one from Hot Toys and one from Threezero. Now, they're not going to be in default pose because I don't feel like moving the pose all around. But even in these certain poses, you're still going to be able to see a good size comparison. So first, let's go ahead and bring in the Hot Toys figure. And this is going to be the Hot Toys Heavy Mando. So there we have Heavy Mando with Raphael. And you can see how they fit next to each other. Next figure is going to be my Threezero. And this is my Alphonse from Full Metal Alchemist. And that right there is a big boy. If I had him standing straight up, he's a freaking big boy. But as you can see there, Raphael fits kind of in the middle between the 3 figures all together. So you get a good size comparison, a good thought if you want to pick up this figure, or if you can find them for a decent price, hopefully, and add them to your collection and get the other turtles. Now, just keep in mind, Raphael, you'll see one of the final poses. Raphael's the tallest of the 4 turtles. So just a good idea, just something to keep in your mind if you're going to decide to get the turtles or just get Raphael. All right, let's go get the final thoughts and final poses. So there we got Raphael standing there in a pose, ready for some action. And one thing I can say is, putting those size in the hand, at least for me, was kind of like a little mission, because the plastic on the hands are not as soft or malleable as I wish they were. And with the fact that you have the wraps around his hand, you can't really do the process of warming up the hands with water to make the plastic a little bit softer, to be able to slide the size in there without pulling on the cloth on the size. So because of that, it is a little finicky trying to get those sides in there without messing up the cloth that's wrapped around there. But I was able to get it done without any issues. I had to do a few adjustments here and there. But man, oh my God, so freaking happy to finally get this Raphael, man. Oh my God, so happy. I got all 4 of my turtles now, and I can't wait to have this guy display with the other 3. And I can finally look at my display like a proud parent, because I have all 4 of my children with me. Yeah, but this figure, man, it looks amazing. Yeah, the articulation is kind of limited, but nowhere near as limited as the DX19 Batman. You can actually get this guy in some pretty good poses. Like this one right here, I do have that elbow bent a little bit more, that in the long run, if I keep it in this pose, it may cause issues or a crease or indentation on that inside of the elbow on the left arm. But I don't think it is going to do anything in the long run. I'm going to mess around with it more. Most of my other turtles, I have them kind of more of a default pose, kind of avoid any issues with the skin and anything like that. But this guy can get the pose pretty good. Now, the only thing is, I'm going to try to see if I swap out the size to do the other like pose where he's holding the size differently. I'm hoping I can get that done without warming up those hands. Okay, so unfortunately, I still had to use the hot water treatment in order to get those size in his hands for this position right here. And it was tricky because what I had to do is basically unpeg the hands and basically only dip in the fingers and trying to get that bandage wet. So I was able to kind of do that for both of them, and it still was somewhat of a hassle to get the size in there. Of all the 3 fingers on there, their thumb is the more solid of the 3, so that one doesn't really move, but the pinky finger is the one that was more malleable once you warmed it up. So because of that, once I warmed it up, I was able to get the size in there. On one side though, I started pulling some of the thread, so I kind of had to readjust the thread. So it's just something to be careful for if you decide to get this figure, if you want to get him in that pose where he has both sides in his hands kind of like this. Just something to keep in mind if you're going to go do that. It is kind of a pain in the butt, but it is able to be accomplished. Now, oh my god. Other than that, I'm trying to think. The foot pegs is the other issue I did have, where the peg kept coming out, like when I was trying to readjust some of the positions of the pose, that especially the left one, that right ankle, the foot kept coming out from there. So that's one of the issues I did have with this figure, and talking to other collectors, they had a similar issue with those foot pegs constantly popping out. So a little minor issue there, but once you get it in there and get it posed good, he does keep the pose, so it's a good plus. But man, I freaking love this figure, man. I'm so freaking happy to have my turtles complete, like I said before. I want a freaking pizza right now. So now here we have Raphael with Leonardo. My 2 favorites. Of course, Raphael's my number 1 favorite. But Leo's my 2nd favorite from the turtles. So kind of want to have these 2 next to each other, as they're always, arguing and fighting with each other. One's the leader, one's the hothead. But together, they look like they came right out of the screen from the movie. I'm telling you, man, I don't know why Threezero never gave us Splinter, never gave us Shredder, never gave us Krang, because the 4 Turtles and Bebop and Rocksteady, which I don't have currently, but I will get eventually, those 2 and these 4 all came out beautiful. These are some beautiful figures. The detail on them, the amount of articulation you can have with them for the amount of detail on there is a plus. Not the completely 100% best articulated figures, but for 1/6 scale figures, and the size and bulk that they do have, and the weight, they do pose good, but they look freaking lifelike, man. They look amazing next to each other right here. The shells, as you can see, each shell is different, so they're not copies from each other. They have different not skin tones, different color patterns, different cracks and stuff like that. Each one is unique and different, and each turtle is unique and different. I'm not a big fan of the movie. Like, to me, Michael Bay kind of overdid it a little bit, but I like the fact that he made each turtle unique and they stand out from each other. That is a plus for me. Here we have Donatello and Michelangelo, and these 2 look cool together. I tend to keep Donatello and Michelangelo kind of together, Leonardo and Raphael together when I display my turtles. These 2 right here, I gotta say, between all of the 4 turtles, these 2 are probably the most intricate ones, especially Donatello with all the memory on his side of his pants, and the proton pack looking thing on his shell, his backpack. The glasses actually do kind of make his eyes look bigger, which is good attention to detail. See if he comes around here, you can see that it actually kind of like zooms in on, when people actually wear glasses in real life, you can see that on the side, it makes their eyes look bigger and their cheeks look bigger. That actually happens with this Donatello figure, and that's, like I said before, good attention to detail. Michelangelo has the cool board, the pants, and then that sweater that goes around his waist. That comes prepackaged like that. I'm not sure if you can take it off. You probably could take it off. I just never tried. But you can see how dirty his sweater looks. And just the detail that Threezero applied to these freaking turtles, man. It still blows my mind each time I come up close and mess around with these figures. I feel like I find like a new different detail each time I look at it. Like right now, Michelangelo's sneakers. You can see his toes coming out on his left foot. I didn't see that before when I messed around with these figures. So this is what I love about it. And I said it, I know I said it plenty of times, but come on, Threezero, come on. Give us the rest of the characters from this line, or give us the 90s turtle. Imagine, man. Imagine. Woo. Anyways, collectors, I am super happy to finally have the 4 turtles in hand, and it warms my heart to see them now when I look at my display. I feel complete right now. I feel complete. I got my Berserk, I got my turtles. The only thing left, not a rush, but the only thing left is Bebop Rocksteady. And I kind of maybe want to pick up one more Bloody Berserk Guts so I could have a different variation of him. But if you guys are looking for these figures, I would highly recommend, if you're a Turtle fan, you're looking for these figures, I would highly recommend these. These are beautiful pieces, beautiful figures. And Threezero, unlike, most of the Hot Toys, they don't really reissue their figures, so they may be harder to find and a little bit pricey, but with patience, just have patience. With patience, I was able to get my Raphael for close to retail price, and the figure is in good condition, so just be patient if you want to get these, and just keep an eye out, and just make sure when you do see them for a good price, jump on them because they do go quick. Alright, collectors, I really hope you enjoyed this review. I really, really, really hope you enjoy these turtles as much as I do, because I love my damn turtles. If you did, please click that like, subscribe button, click the bell notification, and as always, collectors, keep collecting, stay safe, be good, dale.